Live. Hello. Afternoon stream on Christmas Eve. I know I said last week I probably wouldn't be able to do any streaming this week, and then I unexpectedly had an afternoon off. And thought, what better way to spend an afternoon than striking the earth by playing some Dwarf Fortress, which I had suggested I might want to try playing around with. So that's what we're going to do. Hi, I'm Scotty Bum. Welcome to my channel on replay. At the moment, at the very least, I don't have anybody watching. This was on very short notice. But yeah, thanks for tuning in either on the Twitch replay or on YouTube, on my YouTube channel, to watch this. Again, I think the sound might be a little off. Hold on, I'm gonna tweak this a little bit. One sec. We're gonna do a little sound check here. Yeah, I did not. I kind of dove right in. I was so excited. So we're gonna tweak the volume here real quick. Oh yeah, it's loud. We're gonna take that down a bit. We're gonna take the music volume down just a little as well. The music's wonderful. I don't want to completely cause that to go away. Let's do another little sound check here. That sounds better. I'm not being drowned out by the music. I think we can even tweak it down just a little more. We'll take it down to maybe 40%. There we go. Hey! That's better. Alright, so we'll leave the sound check there. Okay. Hi! Hello again. We're good to go. So let's play some Dwarf Fortress Histories of Greed and Enterprise. I guess is the tagline here. All right, we'll create a new world. We're gonna start fresh here. We'll keep all of the regular stuff here. We're just gonna start a new world. I played around with it a bit. Just to kind of get a feel for it and kind of figure out some of the basics, run through the tutorial. I think I have a pretty good idea how to at least make a self-sustaining fortress to start. And we'll just kind of see how things go from there. The Wondrous World. Ashianra. We're currently moving through the Age of Myth. The history of our world being created literally before our eyes. Truly glorious. All right, so I don't see why we wouldn't keep this world. We're going to play it. Takes just a minute to load here. Like I got something stuck in my tooth. Take a little drink of my blue beverage of choice. I know there's probably some red beverage drinkers who are even now recoiling. We can always check out the legends of the world we created. You can always click into there, take a look at all of the stuff, a whole chronicle of the Age of Myth, running down all of the major events that took place. But we're gonna start our fortress. We're just gonna do a quick embark. We're not going to overplan this or anything. Just kind of see what happens. We are skipping the tutorial. We don't need to see the tutorial. So let's take a look. Let's take a look at what we got here in the world of the Dwarven Fortress. Some islands, kind of a Arctic region to the south, also to the north. We're kind of looking for maybe something in the middle, something a little more temperate. Got, I'm going to guess, at least 2, maybe 3 dwarf civilizations kind of mixed in there. There's nobody over here. This is wild and untamed lands. Over down here. Oh, no, there's some human kingdoms down here. What do we got? We got a small human area up here, some goblins, some dark goblins. Oh, there's another dwarf civilization up yonder as well. Humans up here, we got elves. We got elves where? We got elves over in here. We got elves up here. This is elf land over here. Some elves over in here as well. Let's check out the civilizations we got. The North Gate Dwarves. They have a population around 4,500. They've got 45 sites. Kind of scattered in this middle zone here. Interestingly, these are not part of their civilization. So this is a separate dwarf civilization. I was kind of correct then, suggesting there might be like 3 dwarven civilizations here. There might even be 4. We've got the Armory of Cloaks dwarves. They're located up here, kind of in this mountain chain here. 26 sites, the Truthful Hall, 29 sites. They're the ones located kind of in the middle here. We have the Silvery Armory. They're the ones located way north over here. There's a tower up in here. Some humans around there. Cooler but civilized lands. That might be an interesting one to go with. And the Teal Bolts, they're the ones located kind of over here. 22 sites, population 1,900. There's a Dwarven Tower, Akrul Bakar, here in the shrublands. Tropical forests in there. Interesting. What's this? This is Human Tower, Tall Muffins. Rizmumimim. All right. I kind of like the North Gate dwarves. Are kind of smack in the middle. Lots of territory around them. They're hostile with the goblins. Not surprising. Goblins usually hostile with goblins. Ain't no one likes goblins. That's not true. Sometimes you find people who are friendly with goblins. I also just kind of like the sound of the North Gate. I don't mind the Silver Armory up here, too. Let's take a look around here real quick. It's got a random fortress up here. There is a Dark Dwarven Tower over yonder. Some human civilizations down here. Looks like they're at peace with the humans, though. And not much else around the area. So this would actually be, and it is wildernessy, but this would be a good place to embark. That's a human fort. That's not even goblins. You'd expect that to be a goblin fort, maybe. There are some elves over this away, hostile towards the goblins. It is a pretty civilized kind of region. So that's not terrible. I don't mind that. The hall were these guys in the middle here, hey? They're over by the elves. They're not hostile with the elves or the humans. That's good. Are hostile, of course, with goblins. Not surprising. The weird thing is, I just like the sound of the North Gate and the Silvery Armory. So I kind of want to go with one of them. Hostile goblins, much nearer. There are goblin pits all up around here. So there are a lot more like hostile goblin zones near these guys. So that's something to consider. We could try to settle a little further afield where the goblins are a bit further out. Over here, like this is part of our civilization, but we're entering into the territory of another dwarven group. Another dwarven civilization, I should say. Not to say that it's not a terrible place to embark necessarily. I don't know. Let's take a look at the Silvery Armory again. I'm being a little picky. I want to get a good zone. There aren't any really hostile areas, and this is one of my first games playing Dwarf Fortress. A game that I've always been interested in, and just always seemed very inaccessible. Because again, the interface was very inaccessible. But with the new version that's out, everything looks really good. I wanted to check it out. So. Yeah, maybe we go with the Silvery Armory here. Not a very hostile zone. It is mostly wilderness, so I mean things aren't going to be super calm necessarily, but it's a nice forested area. We seem to be at peace with the neighboring humans. I think this might be the way to go. So we kind of want to find a place that maybe has access to some water, maybe has access to some soil and some clay, maybe even sand, because you can make glass down the road without necessarily having to import. We got some soil in there, but not much else. Do want to have a little bit of trees as well, because you need wood. What do you got? We got some shrublands over here. We're encroaching a little close to that, to a Dillamoth, a walled band, the Dwarven Tower. Not certain we want to get too close to that. If we get too far north, we're entering into freezing territory. I'd like to keep things a little more temperate. We might just kind of go in the conifers here. A broadleaf forest over here. Ooh, that's not a bad site, actually. Shallow clay, sand, deep soil, light aquifer, access to a flux stone layer. Nearest humans are a day's travel north, so that would just be this valley up here. There's probably a reason there's so many dwarves clustered around this area already, because this is just a really nice area to settle in. It's not bad. We could go over here by the mountain. Go a little further south here. Be the southernmost outpost of our civilization. Maybe that's what we do. What do we got? Can we hit a jackpot and get a little bit of everything around this mountain here? Shallow clay, deep soil, light aquifer, flux stone layer. Got a stream, got a brook here. It's a little further out from we're in the savannah here. Interesting. Let's see what we got. So there's there's Manglazat, lash shrubs, the Dwarven Hillock. So that's the more northern site. See the elevation here. It's pretty low land, which is fine. I mean, we're going to be digging into the ground. We're making an underground fortress. This is the mountain that we were looking at. See the cliffs and grades. We got some cliffs in here. We could maybe go over here. Over here by the brook. Paddle meanness. I'm worried there's not much trees there. Oh, it's woodland. It's wooded. So we could go in here. Show me the cliffs again. It is like a little river valley. So we could dig into the cliffs over here and start making our fortress in and around there. We've got access to pretty much everything. We don't have sand, but I mean, that's not the end of the world. Not the end of the world. We've got it's warm temperature, moderate vegetation. It's woodland. Wilderness. We've got access to pretty much everything we might need. Pretty deep soil. We do want to find rock right away. I think this might be a good place to embark. Hold on. Let me see the cliffs again. We're going to embark right here. Have selected an area with a light aquifer. Water might need to be pumped out or carried away. That's doable. All right, so we're going to keep enemies normal. We could turn it off if we want a really easy first go here. I'm okay with having a little challenge thrown at me. And if the fortress fails, the fortress fails. I mean, as Dwarf Fortress's tagline suggests, losing can be fun. We're not going to prepare carefully. We're just going to embark. We can also do a whole custom thing. But we're not going to worry about customizing the game. We're just gonna play. So here we go. Dwarven Outpost, you have arrived after a journey from the mountain homes into the forbidding wilderness beyond. Your harsh trek has finally ended. Your party of 7 is to make an outpost for the glory of all Ralcumil. There are almost no supplies left, but with stout labor comes sustenance, whether by bolt, plow, or hook. Provide for your dwarves. You are expecting a supply caravan. just before winter entombs you, but it is spring now, enough time to delve secure lodgings ere the dingoes get hungry. A new chapter of Dwarven history begins here at this place. At Tirsragoth, statecrafts strike the earth. So I'm cool with that. Our outpost is called Atisragoth. I'll get used to the Dwarven tongue eventually. Atisragoth, statecrafts in the common tongue. So obviously we should lean into that and do some crafting. We're going to pause to start. Take a look at our surroundings here. So we're in a treed area for sure. Where's the brook? There's the brook. Brook is fine. Brooks are shallow, so we can actually like just wade into them. We might also be able to get some fishing. We got a lot of trees. I'm gonna zoom out a little bit. We got a lot of trees. As far as the eye can see, we're here in the little river valley of the brook, which was what we wanted. That's where we kind of specifically had set up. We can always recenter ourselves very quickly if we ever lose sight of our wagon. There's our wagon. All of the supplies that we took with us to leave, we've only got 2 picks. So we might only be able to have 2 dwarves assigned to mining. That's fine. It's not the end of the world. As we go underground, we can see that we've got a little bit of water here going on. A murky pool of stagnant water. We've got our brook. Yeah, and this is the cliff that we were kind of next to here into the valleys. So we can dig into that, and obviously we're going to dig down. We do have an aquifer, which we're going to have to worry about. We don't want to drown our dwarves by accident, but this is all a learning process. So I say we dig. I think we just dig right into the earth right here. Zoom back in a little bit. So let's pull up some stuff here. First things first, we're gonna... Yes, I know about the word details. Okay. We're gonna assign another miner. I don't see why our expedition leader, Lore, can't also help out with mining right now. He's not going to be needing to do much else. While we're there, actually, we're going to immediately... I'm going to preemptively do this. I'm going to turn off cooking for plump helmets, just because we don't want to be wasting our seeds. Oh god, it's raining. That's the worst. Dwarves hate it when it rains. All of them are immediately annoyed. That's not a great way to start, but I mean, it is what it is. It's random chance. So we're gonna start digging, and as I said, I think we're just gonna dig right in right here. So we'll start digging there. We're also gonna start getting wood chopped down. We'll take down this oak tree. There's some fruit trees here that I'd kind of like to keep intact because we can use the fruit. We'll take down the hazel tree and the willow. We'll definitely take down oak trees. We'll keep the apple tree. We'll take down this other willow here. What do we got? A hazel tree. We'll keep the almond tree. Yeah, we'll be a little selective. Some of these fruit trees we can gather fruit from. Peaches, almonds. I mean, that's potential food that we could be eating down the road. So we want to keep that going. While we're doing that, we're also going to set up immediately a pasture zone right away. No reason not to. We'll set up a pasture right here out in the middle. Actually, we're gonna put it a little closer, I think, to the brook, so that the animals have access to a little bit of water. So we'll just set it up right here. This will be the pasture. We're gonna set all of our pasturing animals in. I accidentally scrolled the wrong thing. So the donkey, the cow, the bull. Ooh, cow and a bull, good. The horses. We'll throw the peacock in there. The dogs and the cats. They don't need a pasture. All right, I'm accidentally climbing up in the trees. Oh, we got... Did I see bees? Did I see bees? I didn't see bees. All right, I thought I saw some bees. Could have made use of the bees. All right. Let's see. What else do we want to get set up immediately here? I think maybe we just let them... We'll also set a gathering zone. We've got all these fruit trees around here. So we're going to set a gathering zone right here outside in this area. And we're going to, go into our labor menu. Plant gatherers. Anyone can gather plants. That's fine. I am fine with that. We're going to also set a fruit gathering zone here. So we got all these fruit plants. We're going to just have it be shrubs and fallen fruit for the time being. All right. Let's set all the dwarves to work. Ideally, we want to get them... underground ASAP. I think I accidentally set our miners to start gathering, and they've prioritized that for some reason. That's okay. The dwarves aren't going to get rained on anymore. And now we've started to dig. Excellent. Okay. Let's take a look at our expedition leader here. No, this is Kel. She's a 72-year-old, poor spatial sense, not very musical. Not easily depressed, though. She's pretty upbeat. She values peace and disdains law, ironically. Likes it, doesn't like rules, but likes it when people just get along in the unspoken way. She's a skilled appraiser. Interesting. A proficient miner and a dabbling herbalist. She wasn't the dwarf I was looking to click on, though. I wanted to check out our expedition leader here. Lore Flaxen Relics. Engigzanig. Flaxen Relics here is 78. Good health, low willpower, but good focus. He disdains artwork and disdains self-control. This is a man who loves doing stuff on an impulse. Ironic, because he is the expedition leader. A bit wasteful and a bit cruel, too. Interesting personality. Lore's actually a terrible person. A bit of a sadist, apparently. Great memory, good intuition. He licks his lips when he's nervous. And like any good dwarf, needs alcohol to get through the day. That's something we're going to have to deal with early on. He dreams of mastering a skill. He finds artwork boring and finds those that deny their impulses somewhat stiff. Interesting. Interesting guy. I can see why he was sent off to found another house. He probably is not well liked outside of this little expedition. He is friends with everybody, though. Like, everybody does like the guy, so even if he's a bit of a jerk. These are our 7 dwarves, by the way. You always start with 7 dwarves, which I think is just a fun little joke there. Looks like 2 lady dwarves and 4 men dwarves. When you do just a random start, you generally always start with the same kind of group makeup. You'll get your expedition leader, usually a mason, a miner, a planter, a woodworker, a metal crafter, and a fisherman. That's pretty standard stuff. So, got our first alert. Nothing to catch in the central swamps. That's bad. Ideally, we want to find a good fishing site. Not the end of the world if we don't. Dwarves have a staple of their diet that they can always fall back on, and will. We have enough food and drink to get us off to a good start here. And the good news is we have a loam-covered floor here, so we can plant, which is good. So we're going to start with some surface area stuff to start with before we start digging down and looking for stone. We're going to dig a little further in. I'm going to zoom it out just a bit here. Stuff that I want on the surface level. We want a bit of a ways in because we want a defensible entrance, obviously. Then we are going to create enough space for a trading post here on the main level, for some surface level farming, and our wood stockpile and our carpenter will probably also go up here. So let's carve out some zones for that before we start going downstairs. We'll start getting downstairs soon enough. And then we're going to start digging down for stone, because we need to find some stone sooner than later. Well, in fact, we'll dig over there. This will be where we're going to put our staircase that will start leading us down. Dwarves like to live in stone. Oh, good. The weather's cleared. It stopped raining. That'll make our dwarves a little happier. Dwarves hate being rained on. We got the 2 miners at the moment, which is fine. Our dwarves don't really have much to do at the moment, but that's okay. All right, so now that we've got this place starting to clear out, we're going to get our carpenter set up. We'll use what's available. We've got a lot of oak and willow. We'll use the oak to set up our carpenter. We're also going to start moving the wood inside. We'll wait till that. There we go. So we'll create our first stockpile here. This stockpile is exclusively for wood. The other dwarves should start moving that in. Once we've dug out our main area, we'll start moving the rest of our stuff in. This is going to be a trade site at some point. We're just not setting that up quite yet. So, while the other dwarves start moving stuff in, we're going to start digging down. So, two, three, four, 5. We'll go down. We'll go straight to elevation 0 to start. Hopefully, we don't hit water. We do want to hit stone, though. We want to find nice stone halls to start building. This is going to be, there's going to be a trading post. We actually want to build up a farm over here, too. So we're going to start working on that as well. Tons of plantable space here, though, so we're good. We'll expand this area a bit. Oh, we're starting to dig down. What do we got? More loam. Uh-oh, we've hit water. We hit water almost immediately. Okay, at elevation 4, we've hit our aquifer. What is this? This is clay. Alright, so we've got clay here. We need to find stone, so we're going to need to find a way to get around that aquifer, which we will do. It's fine. We've got some here, actually, so we have found a little bit of stone on the main level. That's fine. It's not really what we need, but it'll do. At least it'll give us some stone that we can start working with right away. In the meantime, we're going to have to continue building out of wood. So we need to set up some farming, and most importantly, to start, we need a still. So we're going to get that set up. Make an oaken still. We also need to set up some farm plots. We'll set up one plot there. And then we're actually going to set up a second plot as well right here. And we will build a farmer. Yeah, we got a bunch of oak. We can do that. All right, so we got clay here. We know we'll cancel this. Dig. Cancel that. Cancel that. Okay, because we know right below here, this stairwell leads down into an aquifer. There's water down there. So we're going to try to find our way through it. And the best way to do that is to try to dig our way out of the clay, basically. So we're going to dig this way. See what we come across here. Dwarves will automatically stop digging when they discover something on the other side. Oh, look at that. We found some limestone. Perfect. This is good. We will probably be able to dig down a level from here. There we go. So this is good. So we can start getting stuff set up to plant. We're going to plant plump helmets. Plump helmets are, I believe, mushrooms. They are a staple of dwarven cuisine. Dwarves absolutely love them. They're the cornerstone of everything they eat. You can eat them raw, you can cook them, you can brew them. And that's the most important thing, because a dwarf who doesn't have a stiff drink through the day is not a happy dwarf. So they also grow year round, and because we set it so that they won't cook them, we can always get the seeds back from them. So we will basically have an infinite supply of plump helmets. A small but self-replicating supply of plump helmets is good. Now, on the second plot, we want to be able to make some cloth at some point as well. So we're going to start planting pigtails in the summer and autumn seasons. Stone is good. All right, so I'm going to actually pull this just a little further this way, and then we're going to dig down from the stone, and hopefully we'll be able to go around the aquifer. We'll go down a couple more levels. We're going to pause it, and so we're going to go down. We're going to continue to go down to elevate. We're going to try to go back down to elevation 0 here. Oh, I forgot to delete this. These are always going to be up-down stairways now, unfortunately. Oh, good. Okay, so we are around the aquifer now. So that's good. Finding lots of stone, too. That's also good. Stone is a core building material for a dwarf. So we're a little further down than I was hoping. That's okay. We can definitely make use of this, though. This is not necessarily a bad start. And we located the aquifer early, so, I mean, we can make use of that as well. All right, so Back to elevation 0. This is where we're going to begin constructing. We know there's aquifer here. We know there's aquifer here, right underneath the stairs. So that's good to know. That means we have a rough idea where our water is. So yeah, at elevation 0 then, that's where we're going to start building the bulk of our fortress, I think. Suppose we could just go a little further up. We could start at elevation 5 and start digging deeper later. Not the end of the world. Because we are definitely in stone here. A lot of clay over here, though, still. And I know that we're above the aquifer here. I don't know. Maybe we do go to sea level. No reason not to. Yeah, let's do that. Okay. That's what we're going to do. We're going to start building out down here. So, we have stuff what needs built. So, we need a space for our stockpile. For just a big general stockpile to start. So we're going to dig out a nice big space for that. We are going to start needing to make rooms. We're going to need a meeting site to start, though. Just so that we can get our dwarves out from outside as well. So we're going to start working on that, too. So we'll start a little meeting site here for now. It will be just the beginnings of one. We'll work on that later. We can make a little dormitory as well until we've made some individual rooms for everybody, or we could just start carving out individual rooms. I don't see why that would be a problem. So let's maybe get a stone. Let's get some crafting ready right away. We'll start that down here. And yeah, then we'll start digging out a hall here that we'll start turning into our dormitory. And we should have basically limitless stone to build with pretty quickly. What do we got here? Yep. So we located damp stone. Weather cleared. Nothing. There was nothing to catch in the central swamps, right? So I haven't really prioritized where they're digging. They'll just kind of dig out whatever for the time being, which is fine. The other dwarves will just kind of be continuing to gather for the most part, or hang out. I do want to get them inside as soon as possible, though. So, in the meantime, we can actually set a few tasks. If we're going to be setting up rooms right away, we might as well have them start making beds. So, 4, 5, 6, 7 beds to start. Let's also extract drink from plants as much as you possibly can. We need a dwarf what can't drink is a dwarf what doesn't want to work. What do we got? We got some malachite here. We found some gems. Interesting. Very nice. Quite a big gem seam there too. We'll have to look at getting a gem crafter set up sooner than later then. The other dwarves are bored. 2 of them are happy. That's good. Oh, I accidentally opened up a thing Okay, this is where we're going to start making... we'll need to start getting the stonesmith set up so we can make doors. What do we got here? Oh! Zolban created a masterpiece bed. Well, someone was not quite in a strange mood, but feeling crafty. Dwarves can get taken by a strange mood, and then they'll basically go and they'll grab some crafting materials, and they'll go and essentially create an artifact, generally speaking. It's going to take these guys a little while here to dig this out. Maybe I should have prioritized some stuff. Not the end of the world. Let's get this prioritized to priority 1. Whoops. So that I can get this kind of this meeting area done ASAP. We also want... We'll get all this at priority 2, and then the rest can be priority 4. Oh, of course, because there's priority 4 stuff in the way, so they're going to prioritize this stuff first. It's fine. I do want to get the stockpile in here. What else have we located? We found some indigo tourmalines. Interesting. We've got some gypsum. And of course, beautiful malachite. Beautiful, beautiful malachite. All right, we're gonna start getting our stockpile set up, even though they're not quite done. We can get that taken care of in a minute. This stockpile is going to be more or less everything, but not quite everything. We're not going to stockpile seeds here. I need to set that up upstairs, actually. I forgot to. We don't want corpses or refuse in our main stockpile. We also don't want wood down here, and we definitely don't want them to stockpile stone, because that will, or even really gems, because that will quickly fill up the stockpile. We're going to head back upstairs, and we're actually going to create a seed stockpile right here. And this one is going to be exclusively for seeds. And now this is a pro tip I've learned from watching some other people play. You want to store seeds in bags, not in barrels. That's more efficient and causes less problems. So. Ustooth, the fisher dwarf, fell asleep on a fish. Yes, I know. You're not happy you're sleeping on the cave floor. We're working on it. We're working on it. In fact, we'll make sure this gets cleared out ASAP now. And we will start working on bedrooms for our dwarves. So. Two, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 dwarves, 7 bedrooms. And we'll dig in right here and we'll make a little manager's office for when we get our manager set up, I think. But we want to set up a new meeting area for the dwarves as soon as we can here. So the miners have been reprioritized, so that they're going to prioritize this over hauling, which the other dwarves can all do. Because we want to get our stuff inside, out of the outdoors, and out of the rain. And we want to get our dwarves inside as well and out of the rain. What do we got here? Rough pink jades. We've hit like huge gem deposits down here. This is good. We can make use of that. Oh, good. It started raining again, too. So yeah, all the more reason to get our dwarves inside. So we're actually going to designate a meeting area right now. This will be our primitive meeting area. We can repaint it in a minute, but we want to get our dwarves inside down to the rain. We're going to turn this into the Lunch of Arches. Their little tavern area. We'll just call it their meeting hall for now. And yes, the dwarves will now gather in this area instead of over by the wagon, which is good. And we'll repaint the zone in a moment once they've finished digging it. The important thing is the dogs and the dwarves will start hanging out here instead of outside. And that's what we want. Don't really need to know about that. Why do we have remains in here? Thought I set this to not have any corpses or refuse. Oh, I accidentally put corpses and body parts in there. Okay. Oops. That's okay. Not the end of the world. Not the end of the world. They'll clear that out. All right. So they've finished that. So we'll repaint this zone so that it now covers that entire area. Boulders can just stick around. It's not the end of the world. We're going to use them as building materials eventually anyway. If we specifically put them in the stockpile, though, that will fill up our stockpile very quickly. And we don't want that. So, there we go. Raw brook lamprey. Interesting. Maybe we're actually getting some fishing done. Hard to say. All right, we're starting to carve out some rooms. We don't have a stone crafter yet, which is what we need in order to make doors. But we do have beds, and we can start placing those. And so we shall. We got the start of a fortress going here. So obviously our more proficient miner is mining just a little bit faster than our expedition leader, who's not the best miner, but is able to do it in a pinch. I mean, any dwarf can mine. We'll get beds placed as things come in, as the space comes available. And there we go. We have officially the start of some bedrooms. We have space for our first workshop as well. So let's get a stoneworker in here ASAP. We have tons of limestone, so there's no reason not to build that out of limestone. You'll see our dwarves have started congregating over here as well, instead of outside where it's wet. We cut down more wood than we needed to. Not the end of the world. You'll note the wagon is also now empty. We're going to disassemble it. And then that becomes just extra wood we can use. We're not going to use that wagon for anything ever again. I mean, the wheel fell off. Who needs that? We have space for our second workshop. For the second workshop, we're going to build a crafter's workshop. And then we're probably going to get a jeweler set up soon, too. While they build that, we're going to set up some stoneworker workshop tasks. The very first thing we're going to do is we're going to build a throne so that we can get a manager assigned. And once we have a manager assigned, we can start setting up work orders, which will allow us to basically do more. While we're doing that, you know what dwarves like? Dwarves like smooth things. They like things to be smooth. So we're going to smooth out their living quarters. So they're just a little nicer. That throne is built. That did not take long at all. So we're going to place it right there. Someone will get to it momentarily, I'm sure. Everybody's prioritizing smoothing out the area here, which is fine. They want a nice place to stay. I get it. I get it. Oh, I have the game set to save seasonally. That's a good rule of thumb if you're just learning Dwarf Fortress. It means the game will save a little, auto save a little more often. If something goes wrong, you can always skip back to the previous season. Those malachite walls are going to be real nice once they're smoothed out, that's for sure. Dwarves are working hard here. Oh, I'm pushing the wrong button. What's going on here? There we go. I need someone to place that throne. Because these won't be rooms until we build doors for them, so. And the dwarves will be much happier to have their own rooms. How are things going up here? We're doing some planting as well. That's good. Need to get the planting done. There's our seed bags. We've got our still on the go here. We also want to set some barrels to start building. We'll set up just a few. We don't need a ton to start, especially until we can make the work orders. But we're going to make some wooden barrels for storage of our drink, basically. Nothing to catch in the southern swamps. Oh, we don't have enough plants yet. Okay. It is now summer. Oh, good. And there's our throne. So, we can officially now make a new zone. That is an office. And this is just going to be an office space here. This is going to be the manager's office. Not PFIS. Office. There we go. And we're going to assign a manager. So, we need to go to our nobles and administrators. We don't need the tooltip there. We're going to assign our manager. So, obviously, Lore, your expedition leader, generally speaking, is a good organizer, and they're going to suffice as a manager to start. A manager does need a study, and we will get that taken care of. Now's also not a terrible time to get a broker and a bookkeeper assigned. I've discovered that, generally speaking, you end up with one other random dwarf who's good at appraising. And often the planter, I notice, tends to be a proficient record keeper. I've seen some people say that it's good to just have one dwarf doing all this stuff to start. That's not necessarily a terrible idea, because then I don't have to set up different office space for the time being. So we're just going to have Lord doing this all for the time being. And then that frees up the other dwarves to deal with other busy work that needs done. Now that we have a manager, we can make work orders as well. And this is good. So we need some doors. We need some rock doors. We need an order of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. We'll do a one-time order for 10 rock doors. We've already got the barrels underway, not the end of the world. We can now also set work orders for brewing drinks, for example. And we can make them very complicated. So like if the amount of drinks is less than 10, it will brew, right? Every day it'll check to see if there are less than 10 drinks. If there are less than 10 drinks, we'll start brewing some drinks. I think that is a good way to go for now. We also will set up a work order here to process plants. So amount of unrotten processable plants is greater than 10. Process the plants. I think that's a good way to go for now. You can very much, through work orders, automate much of what your fortress is doing. It's pretty incredible. So we've got the door work order underway. We've got some other work orders underway. We've got people continuing to smooth out some stuff here, which is good. A nice smooth room is something a dwarf will like. We'll also build some cabinets at some point, because dwarves also, they like stuff. They like to have stuff. Who doesn't like to have stuff? And you want to have a place to put your stuff when you have stuff. So good. The doors are starting to get built. Now, the other thing you'll note is that we're starting to get, from approximate counts, we're starting to get actual counts. And that's because Lore is starting to do some bookkeeping. And the bookkeeping will give you an exact count of everything, as opposed to a general idea. People are already making use of the beds, even though I haven't actually set that as zones, which we're going to do next. So let's start placing some doors. got some limestone doors all under construction here. Nope, doors and hatches. We've got 3 of them on the go. We'll place them as they come available. Why is there a plump helmet spawn there? So dwarves will like having their own space. They'll like having a room to sleep in. And that should increase everyone's happiness a little bit. There's more we'll need to do, and we will do it, of course. We're an hour in. Still early days for our fortress. We're going to build a temple as well soon, because dwarves, most dwarves are faithful to one deity or another, and they're going to want the opportunity to pray and to fulfill their needs for faith. So we're going to take care of that. Once these doors are built, we are going to be able to actually set these as actual rooms. So it's early summer. We're going to possibly get some immigrants coming at some point. All right, we've got more doors. So let's finish setting up these rooms. We're also going to set up some doors at the entrance to the fortress, because at the moment things are wide open. If something wanted to walk in, it could. That's bad. There's kind of an order of priorities here. I don't think we're in a particularly dangerous area, so I'm not too worried about that. Once these final doors get set up here. Perfect. All right, so now we can set new zone, bedroom. So we can set up a multi-zone. This is pretty good, actually. It intuitively notes all the different areas that are like self-enclosed and paints them as their own separate bedrooms. It's pretty great. Don't need the multi one here because we just got this last one here. We're going to set that. That will do. And dwarves will automatically claim them. So we don't need to assign these bedrooms to anybody. The dwarves will just automatically kind of figure that out for themselves. Oh, we got some people. The dwarves are singing. They're having a good time. All right, so we've got our expedition leader set up as our new manager. We've got some bedrooms made for our dwarves to start. They're nice bedrooms, nice polished stone. Everybody's going to have a good time. Everybody's going to be happy to have it. We've got a meeting hall outside of the on the inside, so the dwarves don't have to sally forth into the rain very often. And it rains a lot in this area. So I did say we want to fortify this area a little bit. So we're going to build a wall. We're going to build it right around there. And we're going to build it out of limestone. And then we're going to set up 2 additional limestone doors on either side. So if there's trouble now, we can lock the dwarves in, basically. We can have them all retreat inside, and then we can lock the doors so that they don't go out and get themselves killed, which is bad. And our fisher dwarf coming back. Oh, because our administrator is now on the job, we should actually change the labor menu. Lore, we don't want lore mining anymore. if he's going to be doing all the paperwork. I mean, that's not what we need him doing. So there we go. We've now got a door. So you come in a little bit, there's kind of an entrance hall, and then we've got some doors here. That will help keep out some undesirables. By undesirables, I of course mean things like werebeasts and goblin raiders trying to snatch children. You know, bad stuff. All right, so I said we got a lot of gems. Gems are valuable for trading. So I think that we need to... start gem crafting if we can. So we're going to expand this crafting zone. I think we might also want to expand the tavern somewhat. And we should start looking into making a temple. I think we're going to make the temple a level up. Maybe not. Maybe we make the temple one level down, actually. I think we're going to make it a level down. I also want to start getting a trading depot set up. So that's also going to be a bit of a priority. We've got our farm area here. We've got our carpenter's workshop, a ton of wood. But as traders come in, they're going to want to trade with us. And so we want to get a trade area set up. So I think we're going to do that right here on the main level. How big is the trade workshop again? The trade depot is, what is that, 5 by 5? So let's go one bigger. Make a nice big area there. That'll be where our trade depot gets set up. We do have that aquifer there. We're going to probably need to worry about trying to find a way to get water at some point. We're doing okay at the moment, though. We've only got the one miner on the go now, which is fine for the time being. Is we're going to want to turn this into an actual tavern area, I think. And then down here... Oh, wait. Have we hit more water down here? Oh, dear. Okay, we got more water down here. All right, there's water beneath us as well. All right, so I guess we'll go up. All right, so we want to designate this as our tavern area. So we're going to create a new stockpile. For drink in here. We'll maybe make a kitchen area over this way. So let's designate... Trying to decide here. Let's we can always repaint it later. We'll just designate this as the drink stockpile. So we're gonna go to food, and we're just gonna put all drink here, and that's everything that's gonna go there. We're going to come over here, and we're going to redo this one so that all no seeds, no drinks here for the time being. We'll eventually move, like, you create more and more specialized stockpiles as you go. We'll eventually move our food stockpile over towards the eating area when we do actually make one of those. We've opened up some new space for workshops. So we are going to get a jeweler in right away. Because we do... Oops, that's not what I wanted. We do have all of those beautiful uncut gems. All right, so the Craft Dwarf's shop. We want mugs. We need mugs for the tavern. 10 should do us. 10 should be fine. We also need a coffer. And ideally, maybe a couple tables. We don't really need the tables, actually. We do need the coffer, though. The tavern, which we should also repaint. So they like to have storage. We don't want just strangers coming into our tavern. They want a little bit of storage. They want something to drink with. They'd like some musical instruments as well. Plenty of dance room. We'll get onto that. You can make rented room space in your tavern. You can make quite a thorough tavern, actually. We're also going to set a work order here to cut gems. And we're actually going to... So if the amount of... the amount of large gems available is less than 10. The amount of rough gems available is greater than 10. For now, we're going to set this to 5. I'd like to have some cut gems in time for oh, I thought the box was empty. There we go. I'd like to have a selection of gems available for when the trader comes. So, speaking of which, we can now set up our trade depot. Our trade depot will be made of limestone. It's quite large, so it does require a little extra, but we have tons of limestone, tons of it. All right, we're cutting some gems. That's good. Got more dwarves who are happy. We still got a few who are a little annoyed, or who are neutral, I guess. Not having all of their needs fulfilled quite yet. Somebody's been eating raspberries on there. All right, what do we got here? Ooh, limonite. Very nice. And some more malachite. So I think this will make for a very lovely temple area. Let's carve out a neat little nook here. We'll put in a couple pillars. Nope. We'll make the temple area real snazzy. Oh, and we've got some immigrants coming. We will have several more dwarves coming in, so we need to prioritize getting some new rooms. Let's also see who's come to join the party. We've got a bunch of new arrivals. We've got a peasant, a bone carver, interesting, a weaponsmith, an animal caretaker, fascinating, and another miner. Perfect. We can always use another miner. The weaponsmith is flashing. So I don't know if they've arrived yet. Here they come. So this is our new miner. Came with a steel pick. An adequate miner. Very good. Very little linguistic ability. Interesting. Bad with words. Seeks harmony, high social awareness. Values cooperation and merriment. Thinks everything is all right. I didn't say he had no rooms. Thought rooms auto-assigned for the most part. Obviously, I'm a little mistaken on that, so we might actually have to assign people to certain quarters. So let's do that. Lore's room will be right across from his office, obviously. So you can assign rooms to an inn. That'll be Lore's room. And we'll just start assigning them down the row here. Oh, we're up to 14. Oh my. We've straight up doubled our population here. We're going to have to deal with that. So, even more new arrivals. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Oh yeah, okay, yeah. So yeah, we're going to need to expand pretty quickly here. So we're going to need new rooms, first and foremost. And I think that's what we're going to start with here. We're going to prioritize this. We're reaching the edge of the fortress here. That's okay though. We can make more quarters elsewhere as needed. So, but for now, this will do as a dormitory area. We'll go in a little bit here. Nope, that's not what we wanted. There we go. Get an extra room going there. We're going to need to get some new work orders going as well. So, because we're going to need 7 more beds from the carpenter. We'll make 8 and we'll have that extra room ready to go. We're going to need some more doors as well. Sure, make 10. We'll have a couple extra, it's fine. We're also going to need some new mugs. So let's change that number. We'll change it to 15 rock mugs. We'll just have some extra, it's fine. We also don't have a dormitory set up, which might have been useful because then our new arrivals would have somewhere to sleep right off the cuff. Maybe that's something that we set up next. We'll just worry about this for now. Why do we have a turkey? Hold on. Where did that turkey come from? Somebody must have brought some stuff. That turkey is someone's pet. Somebody has a keet. Stray cavy pup. What's a cavy? I literally don't know what this is. Hold on. I'm going to look this up because I don't know. Oh, it's like a guinea pig. Okay. That makes sense. All right. So we need to adjust our pasture then. So, obviously we're not going to put people's pets in there, but the guinea pig can stay out there, the chick can stay out there. I guess the pets will be allowed inside, because why not? All right, people are going to start getting to work on digging out this area. So I've made this a high priority for our miners. Hopefully that means the other miner will show up soon. All right, we've made as much drink as we possibly can. We got tons of drink though, so that's fine. We're good. The migrants have arrived. Why is a rhesus macaque fighting? What is a rhesus macaque fighting? Hey, we missed some combat. Apparently some wild animal out there was having a bad time. Which is fine. I don't care if some macaques are fighting each other. Oh, there's some macaques out here, yeah. Some dragonfly remains. The cats will naturally go out and do some hunting. So, a legendary weaponsmith. Zul, curator of plant seeds, or creator of plant seeds. He's got tons of. This is a legendary figure. Has been drawn to our fortress. Sees opportunity here and wants to do some stuff. Passing acquaintance with a weaponsmith. All right, so we definitely want to get a metalsmith set up at some point then, so we can get this guy to work. He's going to want to do some stuff. He's a member of many groups. Or at least a former member of many groups. I'm sorry. She, bald. I should have known. A lady dwarf. Good creativity, good intuition. His meager kinesthetic sense. Little difficulty with words. Little willpower. Little natural inclination towards music, and poor spatial senses. I mean, he's 26 years old. And she's a legendary weaponsmith. Creator of plant seeds. Might have to check out legend mode and see what's up with that. Adequate animal dissector too. In life, you should work hard, then work harder. Only 26 years old. Already this legend. Already this great legendary figure. All right, let's get back down to here. We need to get these new bedrooms set up. ASAP. We are getting some good gems cut up here so that we have something to trade when the trader comes. We've made a ton of mugs. Probably made too many of them, honestly. That's okay. We'll have a bunch extra. We can trade some as well. Not a big deal. I'm not too concerned. Already got some doors on the way. Already got some beds on the way. Let's start placing those right now. Placing some mudstone doors. We'll smooth them out too in a bit. The important thing I want to get them assigned to some bedrooms quickly here. And then maybe before the next wave of immigrants comes, 15 population. When did we get more? What is happening? Why do we have 15 population? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. Who showed up now? We got a second peasant. Another woodcutter? Where are all these people coming from? All right. We don't have enough rooms keyed up. Okay. So we need 15. 1, 2, 3, 7, 8, 9, 10, 13, 14, 15. Oh, we do have 15 rooms set up. Okay. We're good. We're good. It was just one more person than expected. This is fine. Everyone stop panicking. This is fine. Start getting beds in these rooms. Yes, okay, yes. That's fine. That's fine. We got tons of drink. We're good. Doesn't matter. Must be doing something right that so many people showed up to immigrate here, right? Let's get more doors. We'll get these assigned first, and then we'll smooth the limonite wall. We'll get these assigned first, and then we'll smooth them out later. It's fine. Oh, we don't have a door built yet. And we'll get the last of the beds in there. We'll switch it up on this side. Just for aesthetic purposes, just to make it pop a little bit. Okay. And we can obviously make more bedrooms now. So we will get these assigned. Rezone that a little. Hold on. There we go. 6 more bedrooms created. And we will assign people who don't have quarters yet to each of them. Rith, Zolban, Lead, oops. Asin, Ingiz, Ragoth, and then just as soon as these are set up, we'll get that last bedroom set up there, or those last couple bedrooms. Legends mode contains only the most markable events of the world. It's true. So that's why I'm wondering. Hi, Nanup. Welcome to stream. Yeah, I'm curious if the Master Weaponsmith here's artifact is in Legends mode. So, because then we could learn more about it. All right, these are both set up. Sorry, I wasn't. If it took me a while to answer that, I wasn't looking directly at the chat pop-up. We will place a new zone right here. For now, we'll just... oh, yeah, bedroom. Sorry. Boink, 2 new bedrooms. And we will assign these to the last of the dwarves who need one. Oh, everybody has one. One, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. Maybe they auto-assigned? Hard to say. Just FYI, I don't have a ton of time this afternoon to play, but I am lucky that I was able to because of my unexpected day off. So I'll probably only go for another 20 or so minutes. But we got an okay start here, I feel. We're deep underground. We've got a nice little surface area farm going to keep us in the booze. Literally the most important thing any group needs. We've got a little bit of fruit gathering going on out here. It's raining again. It's so rainy. Hate the rain. We've got a little carpenter shop. Tons of wood. Tons of wood. We cut down enough trees. I don't think the elves are going to be angry at us for a while. That is because it kept raining on them early on. I'm in such a rainy area for some reason. It just kept raining all through the spring. And by the time I got my dwarves inside and set up, they'd already been rained on like twice. So they're all still a little angry about that. It is what it is. Oh yeah, I was going to set up a temple here. So that we can start getting their faith needs dealt with. So we're going to set up a new meeting area. Right here. We'll do it right up to the door. This is going to be a new temple. We probably don't have... Oh, the Tenebrous Rabbit. God of festivals and songs. That sounds awesome. You can count me as a worshiper of the Tenebrous Rabbit. Yeah, already 9 worshippers, so that might result in a desire for an actual organized temple. Also 9 worshippers of Setter. There must be a bunch of worshippers of a specific religion. One would assume that maybe. No. Setter, Stranger Charcoal, the Jewels, Wealth, and Trade. Metals, Sacrifice, Generosity, and Charity. Fortresses. Very dwarven ones. God of Death and War. Ogez, Hole, Gravel, the Mountains and Caverns. Got 2 mountain gods. Did I see a second mountain god? No, just mountains and caverns. Tenebrous Rabbit sounds awesome, though. We're going to set it to the Mortal of Cinders here. Just to non-specific worship. It's just... it's the unified church of the dwarves. We'll put up a little door here, sure. Why not? We got a couple extras. I'm going to also build an altar. So we'll queue up one here. And then we can get an altar set up in there too. How is our tavern looking right now? More than enough goblets. I made tons of goblets. Got goblets for days. We'll probably trade some of them, even if they're not worth much, just because I've got so many. We've also been cutting gems. Sorry, I'm getting a message. 20 more minutes. The wife, Anita, is asking how much longer I'm going to play. I don't know if she's one of the people currently watching. I've got 3 watchers right now. Unexpectedly nice for a quiet, unexpected afternoon off. So thank you for tuning in. And of course, if you missed the beginning, you can always go back and rewatch the beginning on Twitch, on YouTube, where I do post these things. We also want to start smoothing this stuff out. Dwarves like a nice smooth rock wall. Who doesn't? So we'll set that to smooth. 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 We'll get that all smoothed out. Not too worried about the hallway right now, but oh, everybody's going to work. Everybody wants to smooth that out. Everyone loves smoothing a wall. There's one thing a dwarf likes more than drinking and striking the earth. It's smoothing out a rock wall. My dwarves prefer the Knight of Fists as a titular deity. The Knight of Fists sounds rad. I assume he is very punchy. I like the Tenebrous Rabbit, though. What a great randomly generated deity. I'm going to steal the Tenebrous Rabbit. God of festivals and song for, like, my next D&D game. Totally, I'm cribbing that right from this game. What do we got going on here? We did set up the door. We probably have that altar constructed at this point, so I'm going to set it right in the back. Now, one thing that we did discover is there is an aquifer directly beneath us. There's also an aquifer directly beneath here. So we are surrounded by water, which is not a bad thing. Eventually, we might want to tap into that water to make a well, especially, as I understand it, a doctor is going to want a place to get fresh water. We don't have a medical center set up yet. We're still desperately trying to get all of our dwarves in quarters at the moment. Because we got 8 new settlers in the most recent little group of people coming in here. Got a bunch of gems set to sell. We've got tons of tankards because I way overproduced them. We're doing good on food. We don't have an exact count yet. I don't know why my... maybe we need to change our bookkeeper up here. How does Lore not have a place to work? I said that, didn't I? I set up an office and I forgot to actually set him to work in the office. There we go. All right, now we'll be able to get an exact count. I must have been distracted briefly, and I forgot to actually give him the office space to work in. All right, so we do want to set up, so long-term planning, and we're probably not going to get a chance to get to this today. We're having our seasonal change here. We're into autumn. We'll be able to gather a lot of plants in autumn because I have everybody set to pick fruit, and I didn't cut down any of the fruit trees outside because I was thinking. So there we go. See, look at all this. Peaches for days. I didn't cut down the almond trees either. Big source of food there. I mean, the dwarves will eat the Sweet Pod, Dimple Cup, Rock Nuts. Yeah, the dwarves will eat uh, the plump helmets for days, but it's nice to have a little variety too. Everybody's taking a moment to worship. Got a lot of happy dwarves. A lot of middling dwarves, though. Lack of dining tables. Yes, okay. We will work on a dining room next. I think that's going to be euphoric. Oh, due to inebriation. Pray to the tenebrous rabbit. You can go pray. You can go pray right now to the everyone loves the tenebrous rabbit. I built you a whole temple upstairs. It's a non-sect specific temple, but it is nonetheless a temple. Oh, look at that. Oh, I accidentally smoothed the hallway here. That's not a big deal. Oh, we would have eventually smoothed that out anyway. So, long-term planning. I want to get a metalworker going because we attracted a legendary metalworker. Why wouldn't we want to put a legendary metalsmith to work? And then we can also get some weapons. We should also start producing some sort of trade good besides just all of this massive stone tankards that I made. We also do have, of course, some cut gems. That's good. That's good trading material. Look at this. We cut a whole bunch of nice gems here. And we will be able to transfer those up to trade at some point. We want a kitchen area. We're going to start working on a kitchen area, probably up here, right off the stockpile. We'll build a kitchen. We'll link it up to the tavern, and we'll make a dining hall area. And then he can finally have his nice meal at a table, which is what he wants. Real bad. We're doing good on supplies for the most part. Tons of plants, because we've got fruit. We got stuff to do. We've got food, we've got seeds. Don't have a lot of meat and fish. That's the only downside. We don't have a butcher set up yet. But we do have cows. We have both a bull and a cow, actually. So if we're lucky, maybe that will turn into some baby cows that we can make use of. We can start a whole ranch, a whole dwarven ranch. We haven't been able to find any fishing, unfortunately, which is a shame because we were right by a brook, and I was kind of hopeful maybe we'd get lucky and there'd be some fish maybe in the little lake area here or something. But not so lucky. Not so lucky. The trees are starting to drop their leaves here. They haven't quite changed color, but they're starting to go. Yeah, and we're dropping. Look at all this fruit: apricots, peaches. I think there were almonds, apples. Oh, we're gonna make some cider. Oh, it's gonna be good. It's gonna be good. We've got our trade depot set up. We could potentially even start moving some stuff to the trade depot. I suppose there's no one here yet, so not a big deal. Let's also, while we're thinking about it, relevant skills useful to a militia commander at the moment. We do probably want to set someone up at some point, though, so that we have someone who can defend the fortress. Ustath Tunalab is a much more proficient record keeper than Lore. I don't want to set up another office space quite at the moment is the only thing. For the broker, Kel Gostamush is probably the better appraiser. I mean, Lore's a really good manager. There's no question of that. No relevant skills for any of this stuff. What does the Hammerer do? I have to look into that. I know what the Sheriff does. Don't have a chief medical dwarf yet. No one with a relevant skill. We could just assign someone and they can just do stuff. We do need more bins, actually. That's a good thing that you brought up there because we don't have a work order. The one thing I forgot to do, set up a work order for barrels. So if the amount of empty barrels is less than, we're pretty early days, let's say less than 5, we'll make a barrel. And then someone's always making some barrels. And then we have barrels available because we have a standing order to brew drink for plants. We have a standing order to process plants into cloth. Though we haven't actually grown any pigtails yet. So I'm pretty happy with this start so far. I mean, it could have been worse. My people could already be dead. Because that's Dwarf Fortress, right? You kind of do the best you can, and losing is fun. So we got a bunch of canceled stuff there right now. I suppose we could make some bins too. We'll make a couple wooden bins. Let's... No, I don't want it as a task. I want it as a work order. Wooden bin. And we'll do if the amount of empty bins is less than... Just for now, I don't have a lot of craftable goods. So we'll just do if the amount of empty bins is less than 1. We'll make a bin. Good call, though, on the bins. It'll clean things up a little bit. Because, again, we got... Oh, look at all these mugs. So many mugs. Mugs for days. I made so many mugs. I'd like to get some musical instruments in here, too, but we don't have any yet. I suppose we could make something. We could make a keyboard. Some odor pipes. Make Arngish body musical instrument. Requires an unrotted bone. Huh. A lot of bone use in Dwarven, in traditional Dwarven musical instruments in this world, apparently. But let's make some bells. I like the sound of that. Yeah. Let's make some stone bells. You know what? We don't have any kids yet. I was thinking maybe we'd make a toy. We don't have any kids yet, though, so not a big deal. Got 2 peasants. Not sure what peasants do. Let's find one of them. He's kind of doing stuff. He's kind of a dabbler in a bunch of things. I suppose he's pretty young. He's only 19. He's got 2 lovers and a spouse. Wow. Shorest tome speaked. His wife is Rigoth the woodcutter. He's got a lover apparently back home or somewhere we haven't met is Zugler Dacust Kulit. Who's his other lover? Oh, maybe his wife counts as a lover. Hard to say. Still, I mean, I hope that's consensual. Unmet need fight, unmet need cause trouble. Oh boy. He's a brawler. He likes to get in a scrap. Disdains commerce. Definitely not going to be assigning him to work with the trader, that's for sure. Are we the violent barricade? This is the site government. We must be called the violent barricade, right? Still, good start, I feel. And I don't really want to queue anything up that I'm not going to be able to take care of for the next little bit. So I think that's maybe where we'll call it this afternoon. Because again, this was an unexpected stream. It was not planned. Normally I stream in the evening on Friday. Obviously, it's Christmas Eve. We have some plans with friends, so I wasn't going to be able to tonight. And oh, thanks for the follow, Nanup. Um, yeah, I do try to stream every Friday night. I just started Dwarf Fortress. This is one of my first fortresses, so I'm a pretty novice player. But if you want to try to tune in maybe next Friday night, I'll be here. And of course, you can always check out the replays as well here on Twitch, on my YouTube channel, where again, I'm just playing for fun. I'm not expecting to get a ton of followers or viewers at any given time. It's just fun times for me with people who I can chat with. So thanks for tuning in today. I think that's where we're going to call it. We are definitely going to save to this timeline. And yeah, hopefully we'll see you again next time. Have a good night and a happy holidays, and we'll see you hopefully just before the new year. Bye-bye.